Hey everyone, this is George Curtis Van Loo here. So excited that you're going to join me on learning a musical instrument using my book, Method to the Melody. If you don't have the book, the videos aren't going to work so great, so the first link in the description is to purchase the book. Also, make sure to follow, like, and share on all of our social media platforms. Alright guys, so we're going to go over the first page of the drum book, so make sure you have it open and you're playing along with me. Alright, so there's not like a setup video or anything for drums just because you need to get your practice pad, your sticks, and a stand, and you just screw the practice pad onto the stand and you're all set to go. So the first thing with drums is, the most important thing of course, is just rhythm. You're not learning notes. So I need you to be very, very, very specific about learning your rhythms and getting them down perfect. So I'm sitting for the video and I have this a little higher than I normally would just so everyone can see what's going on. But when you play, you need to be standing always, and this needs to come to like where your belt is, right at your waist. Now what I want you to do before even using the drumsticks is I just want you to count to 4. I'm sure you all know how to do that. Count to 4 and tap your foot while you're doing it. So very simply, you can't see my feet, but if your foot was on the ground, it'd be like this, and I want you to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So your foot's tapping, and every time your foot goes down, you're counting. Okay, so do that for a while. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and every time you get to 4, restart back to 1. So don't keep counting up. Don't go to 5 and 6. Just go back to 1. So once you get the hang of that, it should be pretty simple. Go ahead and grab your drumsticks. And a band teacher that I know taught me this, I love the way he explained it, is you hold the drumstick like you would hold a remote, like a TV remote. Okay, so you hold it underneath and your thumb goes on top. Okay, like you're clicking a button. So once you've got that on both hands, okay, all you do is you rotate out. Okay, so now your thumb should be pointing in towards each other. Your elbow should be up and out. Remember, this will be at about your waist, so they won't be as high as my arms are, but the elbow should be out. You should be standing up straight. Shoulders should be back, and you should be ready to play. All right, so now every time you say a number and every time your foot taps down, you're also hitting the practice pad. So your foot's going down, you're saying a number, and you're hitting the practice pad all at the same time. Make sure you're always, always tapping your foot. Here we go. Ready, play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and I need you to do that over and over and over and over. I know it seems like, well, that's so simple. I need that to be so ingrained inside your brain, so easy to do, you don't have to think about it. Tapping your foot, hitting the practice pad, and saying the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 out loud. Okay, you have to say it out loud. I know you might not want to or whatever, but it's really, really important. I'm trying to use all the senses at once to teach you. Okay, you're seeing it, you're hearing it, you're saying it, you're doing it. It really teaches you a whole lot faster when you use all your senses at once. So now what happens in between every time your foot goes down? Your foot has to come up, obviously. Okay, so that's called the and of the beat. There's 1 and 2 and. You see the ands written there underneath the notes that have the up arrow. Okay, so still tapping your foot, not using your drumsticks. We're not going to practice saying 1 and going through while our foot's tapping. So again, I'll just kind of use my hand as my foot. Okay, you should be tapping your foot how my hand's moving. So you should hear it on the ground tapping. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I need you to say that out loud while tapping your foot and standing behind your practice pad. Don't use the drumsticks. Just be counting, saying 1 and for every single beat in the and. You say and when your foot comes up, and you say the next number when your foot goes down, and you restart at 1 once you get to 4. So now we're going to use our drumsticks again. Hold them like remotes. Rotate your wrists out to where your thumbs are pointing in. Elbows out, standing up straight. Now what you're going to do is play every time your foot goes down and play every time your foot goes up. So you're also playing every time you say a number and every time you say and. Ready? Play. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So make sure your foot is going up and down. You're hitting at the correct time. Every time your foot goes down, you hit. Every time your foot comes up, you hit. And you're counting correctly. 1 and 2 and you're hitting on every one of those. If we tie in all 3 of those things happening at the same time, you will understand these beats and rhythms faster than so many other people if you say it out loud, play it, and tap your foot all at the same time. Alright, so good job. What you need to do is practice this hundreds of times every day, okay? I know you feel like, well, maybe it's easy, or well, I already know how to do this, but you really need to do it with the saying it playing it and tapping your foot, which you probably haven't done before. And the reason is it teaches you so much faster and really ingrains it inside of your brain. You really memorize it. It's this muscle memory that I'm working on with you guys. And it's better to stay on one page and get it perfect than to have those other music books where you kind of keep going through and your band teacher kind of pushes you through it so you can reach a concert and you can play. This is about actually getting good. Okay? So I want you to spend a lot of time on page 1. Don't go to page 2 until this is perfect. Okay, until it's just absolutely perfect. What'll happen is those other songs will come really, really easy if you have this down. All right, so you all set to go?